In my last episode, I explained how I found Sir Alfred's manuscript in the tunnels below Oxford's libraries, underneath a ping pong table to be exact. To hear that whole story, click up there. To start this whole series from the beginning, click up there. In this episode, I'll explain what I did right after finding the manuscript. We've gotten to know each other pretty well by now, right? So I feel like I can be honest. After determining to translate the manuscript, my first thought was to smuggle it out of the library right away, to keep it hidden in my room and to hope that Oxford never realized what I'd done. You might call that stealing. I wouldn't use that word. Instead, I'd call it... I decided that I couldn't just steal it. The guilt would just hang over the whole project for me. Plus, what if Oxford noticed and sent their police after me? Imagine those Oxford police coming after me with their little sticks and their bicycles and those funny little hats. Point is, I wasn't going to steal it. So what else could I do? I thought briefly about making photocopies of the entire thing, but that wouldn't work either. There were hundreds of pages in this manuscript, maybe thousands, and paying 10 pence a page could get expensive quick. Plus, who knew what damage those Oxford copiers could do to those yellowed, fragile, precious documents? But I also couldn't just leave the documents in this anteroom in the tunnels. Remember, I wasn't technically supposed to be there in the first place. And there was no way the Oxford librarians would either A, give me the key back some other time, or B, go and fetch the tin for me. So here's what I ended up doing. First, I had to get the manuscript tin out of the tunnels. This ended up being something of a process. It included several wrong turns and at least one possible ghost sighting, but I digress. Once I was finally out of the tunnels, I had to stash the manuscript tin somewhere in the library, a place where other students wouldn't mess with it and a janitor wouldn't accidentally throw it away. After giving it more thought than I care to admit, I ended up stashing it above the ceiling tiles in the men's bathroom. I then went straight back to my room, where I spent the night pacing back and forth instead of sleeping. I was back at the library as soon as it opened the next morning. No, I hadn't showered or brushed my teeth. And yes, I was wearing the exact same clothes as the night before. I so casually sauntered to the men's bathroom, where I removed the manuscript tin from the ceiling. I then continued my saunter over to the librarian's desk. Unfortunately, this is the point where my plan kind of fizzled out. My only vague thought was to grovel and beg until the librarian let me check out the manuscript or something. But when I turned the corner to the librarian's desk, my stomach dropped. It was that same stony-eyed basilisk from the night before. As I approached the desk, my opening line went a little something like this. Words came more fluidly to the basilisk. Were you able to find what you were looking for last night? After hours? Actually, when I was wandering through the tunnels, I found this really great little box that... Where? It's this old tin, and it's filled with this stack of documents, and in this little note here that says that I said where? In which part of the shelves did you find it? Oh, this little anteroom between two of the tunnels. Which one? Well, it had these fake plants and some dusty old dictionaries, and also, ping pong table? Yeah, that's the one. And I actually found this right beneath the ping pong table. So I was wondering if I could maybe check it out for a little bit, maybe have some time to review it for research, and also... You can have it. What? I mean, that's great, but do you want me to, fill out a checkout form or something else to... No. Please just take it away and keep it. Far too much junk in that anteroom already. Wow, that is great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I said, take it away. So, manuscript tin firmly in my hands, I scampered back to my room so I could start translating. And that is the end of this episode. Thank you again for watching. Once again, if you want to read the book that is the result of all of this manuscript stuff, you can pre-order my middle grade novel, Red Rex, using a link in the description below. If you want to watch the first episode in this series, you can click on it right there. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.